I was going to do a beatbox for you guys to wake you guys up, but I think you guys are woken up now. That's weird. There were some slides. Well, first of all, thank you so much for being here, because otherwise we wouldn't be here. Thank you so much for WSIA, and this day is absolutely amazing, beautiful. We are loving this harbor. Before I go into technology with you guys, I can't stop but think about the amazing conversations that you guys ought to have every day. When someone comes up to you and asks you, what do you do for a living? And you get to tell them, I own a Parasail company. How awesome is that? I can only imagine how those eyes light up when they hear that, and vicariously are able to enjoy it. And he says it's so easy to enjoy this time with you. I know I do. Every time I get to speak with many of you and others in the similar industry throughout the year, I get to see and enjoy that passion, that fun, that joy that you guys have in what you do. This is why I want to share a story of someone that I think about called Kim Jones. She owns the #1 parasailing company out of Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. She's from Canada and been a parasailing fan all her life, and decided, she wanted to start something like many of you. Went down to Mexico, went through many different shores, and found the right one right there in Cabo. As many of you probably experienced, she also went through the struggles to get her business started. Competition, issues with businessmen, not wanting to give them advice, just support in general to outsiders. But she persisted, she endured, and she launched in 2010. As imaginable, things do happen. You now start your business and you start seeing growth, you see benefits, but you also see problems. She was no different. She as well started realizing that she was spending an unsustainable amount of money on commissions to agents and people that were bringing new leads to her, and her process was slow, manual, not automated. Well, she found a solution, and her life changed. I can imagine that process happens to you guys as well. Why? Because she found out that she had to take away from the reason she started the business, her passion, her love, the reason why many of you, and some that I've already talked to, that's why you do it. You guys are captains, you're there to have fun, right? You're not worried about the admin process. You guys don't want to deal with it, actually. And that's where the difference comes in. It's to put smiles on people's faces. So, in this case, let's do some math. I know, some math. It's simple math. But I want you to think about all the things that you have to do to make that possible. Putting those smiles on those people's faces. During the day, what are those things that take away from your passion, that fun? That end of the day, awesome, thank you for letting me come and do this. Okay? Now we come from the Rocky Mountains. So we got about 100 days of summer, 14 Mondays, and I'm being kind of generous. So you guys think about your season and what day of the week you guys are taking care of payroll, of your itinerary, about your calendar, going over sales, the time it takes you to do the check-in, the process, the waivers, archiving those waivers. It's like you don't have major and minor issues like the gentleman before us talked about and deal with insurance. How much time is that? 3 hours? 5 hours? 10 hours a day? A week? Now let's add that up. Here comes the math. In your season, is that 500 hours? 250? 1,000? It may be very different for many of you because each of you have a different business, different size, spending during the day. We talked about waivers, itinerary, calendars. But with automation comes availability and accessibility and mobility. Point of sale. Accessing and managing your business anytime, anywhere from the palm of your hands. What if you can do it out on the boat, out on the shore, instead of in the office? Now we're talking about safety. Don't get excited and start texting while you're driving. I don't want you guys to take out a jet skier out there. The scores the last 5 years have been very good. So same thing applies. But now technology we've created today to make this accessibility possible. We have a purpose-built system for your products. You look at reviews, and you're following what someone you didn't even know, their advice on making a decision. Well, your customers are doing the same thing. Most of you already know this and are trying to do that with TripAdvisor. Well, again, what if you can request those reviews, those opinions, get what you need from them, how did it go, what we can improve on. Get that wonderful experience of the couple doing this for the first time on the honeymoon time and getting that experience and putting it on TripAdvisor, Facebook, Yelp, Foursquare, you name it. And you guys didn't even have to think about it. Because automation made that simple, accessible, and easier for your customers and for you. Not lifting a finger so that you can focus on the important stuff of your business. The fun part. So remember Kim Jones with Happy Flights, Cabo, Parasail? The success that she had to become the #1. There are biggest proponents in the parasailing business. They love peak. Automation and everything that we've been able to do for them has changed their life. Was able to propel them in front of their competitors. And all those people that try to bring them down when they wanted to start. So honestly, many vendors in this room have a lot of excellent tools. You've already heard them. Some of you are already using some of these tools. And you will talk to many of them throughout these next couple of days about various pieces of what we've talked about today. But I want you to remember, we have a purpose-built system to save you time, save you money, and increase your revenue. So your customer experience is improved every single flight. We're in booth number 3. I myself, Josh, and my partner Franco will be doing demos this afternoon and tomorrow about every hour. So you can come by, actually see this in action, answer your questions.